Hey guys, it's Joel and welcome back to the channel and to my gorgeous Jaguar XF, which you've probably not seen on the channel for quite some time actually, and that's just because it's been doing exactly what I bought it for. It's been doing the daily driver duties absolutely flawlessly. But as you know, I'm on a mission to make this sort of the best budget daily driver really, and it's already 90% of the way there, but there's just a few things that I want to improve. One of which I think is potentially to do an engine remap in order to get some better fuel economy out of the car and to slightly increase the performance of that engine. This in the 3-litre standard diesel form produces around 240 horsepower, but I believe the S, which came from factory, was around 270, 275, something like that. Now a stage 1 remap can get you that same power, and I know that the block can obviously handle it. But before I go down the route of doing a remap, of course, this car has pretty juddery brakes. Now I think the discs at the front might be slightly warped because when braking from around 60 miles per hour plus, you get some pretty severe judder through the steering wheel when applying any sort of pressure to the brake pedal. So the brakes definitely need replacing, and also the tyres. So they're two things that I want to get sorted before going down the route of remapping the car, because of course adding more performance or more power to a car that already has bad brakes, it's just not the right way round. So we're doing things properly, and today we're going to start with the brakes. Now, I reached out to my friends at Autodoc to help me with this, because I don't know about you, for me one of the things that's actually quite daunting when ordering your own parts is making sure you get the right parts. There's lots of conflicting information, sometimes it's tricky to find the correct part numbers, but Autodoc make that really easy on their website. So I have, thanks to them sponsoring this video, got some Autodoc parts, brakes and discs from them delivered straight to my door in quick succession, and I believe, well, in these two very heavy boxes, I have had a little look and there is brakes in there. There should be brake discs and pads for the front and rear. So yeah, I know that they're going to fit the car, which is great news, and it was very easy to find them, order them, and I think it only cost around £250 for all of this, so that's very good. And the best bit of all, well, you can enjoy a 5% discount off your Autodoc order using the code IT'sJoel at checkout. Now, thank you Autodoc for sponsoring this video. Let's fit some brakes. Anyway, you might be wondering why I'm stood here in the beautiful sunshine. Well, we're at Glen Randran today. Glen Randran's the guys that look after my Range Rover, my L322, and now my Jaguar. And they very kindly offered to help me with these brakes, but I said to them I actually wanted to fit them myself. I wanted to do them on my driveway, but I just thought, I've never done it myself before, brakes, and it's such a critical component on a car. This is the daily driver, this is what we and my wife use, and so I don't want any chance of it not being safe. So Glen Randran said, well, bring the car here, we'll assist you in doing them. So we're going to get Jono back on camera, who you've seen before. He's going to do the brakes, but I'm going to basically have a go myself. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, we'll learn a little bit about fitting brakes, of course, and then hopefully improve this car somewhat at sort of stage 1 of 2 before we get the remap, because then we're going to be fitting some new tyres. But more on that in another video. Okay everyone, so please welcome Jono back to the channel. Jono, good to see you again. So yes, we're going to change the brakes on the Jag today, and you're hopefully going to, well, I'm going to try and help you a little bit, I guess. Cool. I've noticed we've just popped the car up. You put it into parking brake. There's some special mode you have
Yes, into maintenance mode.
Maintenance mode.
The electric parking brake.
Okay.
So you want it to stay in a service position.
Yes.
So you don't want to be working on the brakes, take the pads out, and then next minute it applies.
Okay, so that's an important first step. And then I guess it's fairly simple process.
It's quite straightforward, yeah. We'll
Okay.
clean everything up, make sure that the calipers are moving freely and the sliders.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, just put it all back
Good
together.
stuff.
First thing you want to do is just push the piston back. 7 more Allen key bolts on these back. Pop this out. And then out comes the pads.
Sweet.
Simple as that. There's just 2 15 bolts at the back here for the carrier. So we'll clean these up, put it in a vase, clean it up with a wire brush. It tends to build up there, and sometimes you get your pads can actually start to stick in there if it builds up too much.
shiny disc.
Here she goes. That.
She fits.
Got that. I must just get we just need one that the caliper back a bit.
Yeah.
So I've got to grab the tools for that. Then we'll grease that all up. Put a bit of lubricant on the pads, just on the sides.
Yeah.
Just so that helps it move freely. And then we can torque everything back up and
Perfect.
should be sorted.
So whilst Jono just finishes off this rear left brake, then let's go through these steps so that I can have a go on the other side. Number 1 is to wind back the caliper. Number 2 is to remove the carrier. Then away with that come the pads and the disc. Wire brush the carrier, grease up the new disc, and essentially reverse the process to fit it. Sounds fairly straightforward, but is it something that I can do myself? So the first thing, dust covers off here.
Yes.
We're going to do
so
these
just at the end.
carrier bolts.
Yeah. You see
That
breaks
little
it?
bit.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
There and the one at the bottom.
Okay.
Take it off and then we can take the spring off.
Okay. Then carrier.
Yeah.
Okay. So what did you say that was a third? What was
It's
it?
a 7 Allen key.
7 Allen key.
Yeah.
I haven't told the viewers, Jono, but I don't know if you guys watched when we were doing the gearbox.
Yeah.
You were going at all of those bolts, weren't you? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how many of them there are on the sump, like 30 or something like that. I said to Jono, I said, oh, can I have a go? I had a go on one and rounded it. I think the thing as well, like when you're not used to doing this, it's like actually knowing how to use the tools.
That's it, yeah.
And like technique. Because like you're probably looking at me now thinking, what on God's green earth are you doing?
But it's like anything, hey, the more you do it, the more better you become.
Right, so this
Pull
is,
that back out the way.
put it out the way,
Yeah. Remove the brake pads.
remove the brake pads, which come out like, is there a clip on that one?
No, that should just pull out.
Okay.
Cool. So now we got to take the carrier off.
Okay.
So it's two 15 bolts at the back there, you'll see.
Okay. There we go.
There she is.
Cool. So that goes into the vise for a bit of a
Clean up. Yeah.
clean up. And this,
Just need a little love tap.
yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Give it a go. Probably being that, right, yeah. That figures. Okay. Beautiful one.
That's it.
All right. Okay. So far, so good.
So far, so good.
No one's died.
No?
And indeed, nobody had died, which is great news. But even better, it was now time for me to have a go with the machine wire brush with the carrier on the vise. This was a super satisfying job, and then I had to do the same thing to the hub itself.
So yeah, a massive props to Glen Randran for allowing me to, have a go here, because you can do lots of internet research. There's some fantastic forums and advice out there, but actually being shown by a professional is unbeatable, really, in terms of learning, because I will take away so much from today that I will use forever.
And of course, as you would expect, to put the new disc and pads in, it's relatively the same thing, but just in reverse. It can be tricky rewinding the piston to give yourself enough space to fit the pads in, but it's all about having the right tools. Then of course making sure you have the right tools again for the bolts that attach the carrier back to the disc, and also knowing the torque specs for all of these bolts. A great thing to do like this when doing a full brake change is of course to do a brake fluid service, which we did do as well. Now that I was able to do that rear right hand side with the assistance of Jono, I thought I could have a go at the front left myself.
Now, apart from the fact that Jono had practically finished his side before I even managed to remove my old brake disc, it all went pretty well. But it's not all about speed, especially when, like me, you're just starting out on car mechanics. When you're inexperienced like me, slow and steady almost always wins the race, because as I found out a few too many times, if you rush and get things wrong, you can make it a whole lot harder for yourself. So there we have it, a fantastic new set of brakes on the Jaguar. And let me tell you, it drives absolutely fantastically. Now, next time you see this car, we're going to be addressing the tyres. And after we've done that, we're then going to go down the route of getting this thing remapped to see if it does increase the performance, and if so, by how much. And what about the fuel economy? Because I'm intrigued to see if I can maybe get my 45 or 46 mpg average, maybe a touch over 50. So if you'd like to see more with this car and see how we go with those future modifications, make sure you subscribe to the channel and like this video right now. Let me say a huge thank you to Autodoc for sponsoring this video, making it possible, and Glen Randran for facilitating it, and a special thank you to Jono for being such a patient and excellent teacher. I have learnt so much, and it seems that 2025 is becoming a fantastic year for me for learning out how to spanner myself, which, with the type of cars that I like to buy, clearly is a very useful thing. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video very, very soon.